Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our SIFTA webinar. I am Joanna Żukowska. I am a project coordinator at Microfinance Center. Today, we would like to talk about building the visibility of social finance sector. Let me introduce our experts today. Nicole Feliciani from Erste Group, Agnieszka Lubowiecka from Microfinance Center, the communication manager, and Paweł Kapsdorfer, our partner and partnership and network manager from MFC Center. At the beginning, Paweł give us a snapshot of SIFTA program. Paweł, stage is yours.
Thank you, Joanna. Welcome everybody once again to this webinar, which is organized as a part of MFC activities under SIFTA project. And for those who don't know yet, SIFTA project brings continuity to a ZTA program from the past, and the European Investment Bank under Invest EU Advisory Hub reinforces the European microfinance and social enterprise finance sectors and provide support to microfinance and social enterprise finance providers through tailored training, workshops, webinars, peer-to-peer exchanges, and study visits on a wide range of topics related to financing micro and social enterprises. The project also delivers rating, assessment, and evaluation services provided by MFR. SIFTA, the technical assistant team responsible for the market development activities and capacity building services, consists of consortium led by the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management and its partners, the Microfinance Center and European Microfinance Network. This is very shortly. I don't want to give you, and overwhelm you with too much details, but indeed the opportunities and scope of activities is very wide and very open. And we are happy that this webinar can be served as a part of activities of Microfinance Center, helping to spread more information, which are really at this moment important for microfinance providers and also social enterprise finance providers. That is very short introduction from me, and then I would like to give the word back to Joanna. Thank you.
Okay, I just like to add one thing that I send you our website dedicated to SIFTA in chat, and if you need more information about SIFTA, you can use this link. And let me present some technical rules of today's webinar. This webinar is being recorded, and we encourage you to ask questions using, you can use chat and write the question in the chat. At the end of the meeting, we will read all questions and answer. You can use the icon hands up. In some people have this at the down of the screen, or some people find it at the top of the screen. And you can use unmute icon. Then if you want to ask a question, you can use unmute icon. And we encourage you to ask questions. And we would like to invite you to our upcoming SIFTA event. We organize the Social Finance Vibe. It is our virtual conference, which will be held on 9th and 10th November. And in chat, I will send you the direct link to the registration. And I would like to Okay, our experts today is Nicole Feliciani, Social Banking Measurement and Management Specialist at Erste Group. She is in charge of organizing the marketing and communication activities to support and promote social banking. And the second expert is Agnieszka Lubowiecka, Communication Manager at Microfinance Center, and she is in charge of all communications related with state, all communications activities. And she has 15 years of experience in marketing strategy. Nicole and Agnieszka, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Asia. Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm very happy that you decided to spend this time with us, and I hope that we will give you an inspiration for your future campaigns and the visibility activities that will help not only your organization, but our sector as a whole. I will give you just short information about our agenda today. We have planned 2 hours, but we will probably not use all this time, but we have reserved a little bit more also to answer your questions if they arise. First, we will look into the very interesting report called Missing Entrepreneurs from OECD to look at the vulnerable groups that are creating businesses, and European economy is in desperate need of them. So they need strong support. Then we will look for the proofs in the EMN and MFC overview survey that we are exactly, the microfinance sector, the social finance sector is targeting them. And this data and these proofs will help us shape the campaign for the sector. Then we will go to the secrets of storytelling. I hope that I will reveal some secrets that you didn't know about. Then I will give the stage to Nicole, who will present a very interesting and inspiring Erste Group campaign case study. And we will finish with the 8th European Microfinance Day, which is led by EMN and gives you an opportunity to leverage your communication. Okay, so straight to the OECD report. According to it, in Europe, there could be additional 9 million entrepreneurs and even 35 million in OECD countries if it weren't for the obstacles that they cannot overcome. And we, as a microfinance sector, as a social finance sectors, are exactly targeting these groups, which are women, senior, youth, immigrants, and we are also into agro sector, so traditional labor families. And why is that? They have limited business knowledge, limited networks, they have no business experience, and probably the highest barrier is that they have lack of financial resources. And microfinance is there, is in the market failure area. So we are addressing these gaps for inclusive entrepreneurship, not only financial ones, but also we are providing trainings and some business consulting to them. So we are exactly targeting these groups that cannot access the mainstream financial system. So on one hand, from this report, we can see that really we need these people, right? We need these businesses. And on the other hand, we know that they have serious obstacles to overcome, and we are exactly there. So our sector has a huge impact, and we have to show it to the world. So we are right now preparing the visibility campaign for the sector, which will be held on 3 levels. Our goals in international level are exactly show the impact of the sector, prove that we are supporting these groups, share the successful stories to inspire others, and we want to leverage the communication that you do within your network and beyond in order to improve the visibility of your organization and the sector as a whole. We know also that there is a need of recognition also on the national level. So we should show the impact of our sector to national stakeholders like government, like financial sector players, regulators, in order to distinguish, for example, MFIs from other not bank institutions, right? Because we know that there is an issue about it, that they are not widely recognized. And also, the way that we would like to create this campaign will help to stand out these organizations in a human and authentic way. So now a little numbers, but I don't want to quote the whole report, which is very extensive, and I encourage you to go through it because it's really full of important, interesting data that can be of a help for you while preparing the communication. But just a few numbers to give you idea of the need for the microfinance services. So if we look at women, almost 3/4 of these missing European Union entrepreneurs are women. So it means that nearly 8 out of every 10 missing entrepreneurs are female. This is the most underrepresented group. And they are starting their businesses very often out of necessity. So they are so-called necessity entrepreneurs. And they have very strong fear of failure, which is a strong barrier to their business creation. Immigrants. This is very interesting group because we know that we have a war in Ukraine, so the number of immigrants are coming to Europe is growing, and they are a very promising group for European economy because over last decade the number of self-employed immigrants increased from 6 to 12% in 2020. So this is a growing trend, and we should definitely take advantage of it. Now, youth. This is also quite, I have found an interesting data about young people, which is also, of course, missing in this group of entrepreneurs that should have their businesses, because European Union is missing about 1 million young entrepreneurs. And the interesting thing is that almost 40 to 45% of young people are thinking about having a business, but only 5% of 18 till 30 years old are really working on it, are involved in early stage entrepreneurship. So there is a huge gap between those who are thinking about it and those who are really doing something about it. And also very interesting is that young people create fewer businesses in the European Union than those over 50 years old. And we know that we have a huge demographic crisis. So this is an issue that should be really tackled, because we have a huge problem here. And now the senior group. This is the second most underrepresented group of missing entrepreneurs. And it is getting worse because the share of working seniors are declining. And right now they are less and less active in creating new businesses. They account only for 2% in European Union and 4% in OECD countries. So, and where is the link between the missing entrepreneur report and microfinance, social finance sector? Here it is. This is the old overview survey done by EMN and MFC in 2020. So the data is from 2018 and 2019. And we can see that we are exactly targeting the groups that are missing. So they are missing, but they are not missing in our sector. They are very present in our sector. Out of this survey is constructed this way that not all MFIs answers all the questions, but to give you some examples, 92 out of 114 MFIs is targeting women, and they account for 41% of their portfolio. The third and fourth most popular targeted groups are youth and seniors, which are 66 out of 114 MFIs and target young people, and 57 out of 114 target senior. So, so this underrepresented group in the European economy are here in our portfolio. Also, a very interesting number. If we see at the immigrants, refugees, and ethnic minorities, that 37 out of 148 MFIs are targeting them, and they account for 29% of their portfolio. We could see in the missing entrepreneurs report that they are really promising group. So I hope that that this trend will that we will target this group even more. And just few more numbers, and I will go to storytelling. So we have a huge impact on the on this to provide this access to capital and really help these vulnerable groups to run their businesses. In Europe, there are at least 500 institutions that facilitate the distribution of microloans. They account for, they serve more, I mean, only the surveyed MFIs, so 143 serve more than 1 million clients. So we probably serve much more than that, but we don't have data for this. And 63% of MFIs also provide non-financial support, which is also very important to handle these obstacles that they face. But still, according to Missing Entrepreneurs report, the unmet demand for microfinance in EU is about 14 billion euros. So there is a huge need of our services. And here we are, the microfinance sector. So we really play, we not even can, but we do play a critical role in supporting these entrepreneurs, and especially those groups that are mentioned in this report. So we should use it. Before I will go to storytelling, you can write in chat whether you are targeting these vulnerable groups and which groups are you targeting, if yes, if the answer is yes. So, why a brand should tell a story? Storytelling is a buzzword in the communications, business communications. Everybody is trying that. Really, people expect that, expect brands to create storytelling campaigns because this is more appealing. Adobe recently made a survey in which you had to agree or disagree with some communication statements, and 73% out of 1,000 surveyed people confirmed that advertisements should tell a unique story, not just try to sell. So you can also ask yourself how much of your communication is about your product, your brand, your service, and how much is about the client, because the client is the real hero of the story. It is his adventure. When I was looking for some inspiring cases to tell you, apart from the one that Nicole will present, which is really a touching story from our sector, I have found a very interesting campaign of from United States. This is Square, is payment platform that help small businesses across United States to process credit card payments. And they have prepared, I think, 12 stories about their clients. They have even created a website where you can find these stories, and they are really engaging ones. For example, I've seen a video about the Syrian refugee who fled his country without any money in his pocket, without knowing the language, without nothing, no business skill, and he started a restaurant. And he became a proud owner of a restaurant. He really worked hard, and it was huge success. We can see a story about women that have a criminal background that also are starting their businesses. And this series is called For Every Kind of Dream. I will come back to this because I like this claim a lot. We believe in an economy that has room for everyone's dreams. And what can we learn from these Square stories? Just a few tips. So it is good to find an authentic voice, because very often to tell the story of a brand, we use our CEOs, very important people. But the really authentic voice is this of our clients that have a story to tell. It is good to keep it short, yes and no. Square did it in a very good way. So they share very short stories in their social media and on the website. But if somebody is interested, you can go deeper and see a much longer story, like 10, even 12 minutes. So they have like 30 seconds and 12 minutes for those who want to make a deep dive into the story. But keeping it short, it is easier for people to consume, and the message is much more appealing, because it has to be powerful in 30 seconds. It is good to do a series of videos, blog articles, also posts in social media, because then you keep your audience for longer, and even if they are not interested in one story, then they can be inspired by another. So a series of stories is really a good idea. Also have a call to action, because even if it is visibility campaign, it is good to measure something, how much views you had, how much people asked you something. So you have to have a measurable goal that you know that you are going the right direction. And my favorite one, be willing to go to dark places. So when you probably watch news on TV, it is full of dark stories, and we don't like it, but it's not true. We are really criminals. We like suspense. So the story need to have a twist, need to have a conflict, some mistakes, that and the lessons learned. So of course it can have a happy ending, but there needs to be something in the story. Yes. So if you use storytelling in your communication, you can write on the chat yes or no. And the last point before I give the floor to Nicole, it is also a good idea to boost the story with data. That's why I presented you some numbers from the missing entrepreneurs reports and from overview survey. But you can find your own data that you can add to the story to show the impact. So, for example, we serve 1,000 female entrepreneurs. I remember when I was talking to you about the Grow Wisely campaign, one of the MFIs from Albania told me that they are helping women from remote part of Albania, that right now they are creating a road infrastructure there, and suddenly this region became very attractive for tourists. So female entrepreneurs, women decided to start their businesses, guest houses, restaurants, and suddenly a lot of their clients became women from this part of the country, because they felt empowered. And yeah, so you can share with the world how many, for example, entrepreneurs from these vulnerable groups do you serve, how many loans you have provided, how many trainings you organized, how many advisory service you deliver, how many clients went digital thanks to your help, and so on. After the webinar, we will share with you the presentation, and here you will find the example by Adie, our member also from EMD 2017, that used exactly the data to boost their story, right? On YouTube, you can find this title. Did you know that 1 in 5 entrepreneurs financed by ADI come from deprived neighborhoods? So this is like, there is a story and some data to make it more appealing. Okay, so now the example from the real, just one more thing, sorry, I forgot. That, as I told you, we are creating the visibility campaign for the sector. And apart from the Borrow Wisely second edition, which will be now much more and will be targeted at your clients, we will also want to leverage the communication on more international level, and therefore we will create 6 episodes from using these clients from vulnerable groups. We will use the data about whole sector's impact, but we would also like to ask you for the stories of your clients, that we can use it as a part of this communication. Of course, you will be named, your organization, your clients. So please help us to create it really appealing campaign. And if you have something to share, please contact me directly. You know me probably by now, and here is my address. So we really encourage you to take part in this, because it will help to make our efforts more visible. And now I'm giving the floor to Nicole, who will present you a very inspiring case from the Erste Group campaign.
So thank you very much, Agnieszka, for this complete introduction on the OECD report and on storytelling and how to mix storytelling with data. And before I show you the real example, so the real campaign, I would like to give you an introduction of the context where an emission of Erste Group and social banking, because I think this is helpful to understand why we did the things in this particular way. So Erste Group was founded more or less 200 years ago with the scope to provide access to basic financial products to everybody, and therefore enabling economic growth and prosperity. Unfortunately, when the social banking program was launched in 2015, and that's the reason why it was launched, there was still 15 million people at risk of poverty or social exclusion in the 7 core markets of Erste Group. The 7 core markets are, just for you to know, Romania, Slovakia, Austria, Hungary, Czech Republic, Serbia, and Croatia. These are the 7 markets where we are directly operating. And in these 7 markets, there was so many people that were at risk of poverty or social exclusion. Therefore, as we are a bank that has this DNA mission of having inclusion, financial inclusion for everybody, there was the decision to start this social banking program with the aim to support either directly or indirectly this person. Direct support will be, as you can see from the slide, enabling the job creation of the self-employment. So creation of startups or micro business that would that help people to move from unemployment to self-employment, or cooperate directly with this person to solve and to give them some knowledge on how to improve their financial stability and have a better financial life. These are the 2 ways where we can cooperate directly with the people. And in direct way to try to solve this big issue is to foster the impact of social organization, which there were already many working in this country when we started the program, and we say, okay, if we partner up with them, if we support them financially and with non-financial support as well, we will enable them to reach more people. And if they reach more people, that usually they are targeting people with disability, people that are underprivileged, women, all the people that Agnieszka mentioned in these let's say groups of the missing entrepreneurs. They are most of the time also targets of activities of social organizations. So we say, okay, let's also support these organizations so that we can reach more people. And we started the program. Of course, as you can see, these 3, let's say, aim are not, or maybe they were not. Now the situation is a little bit changed. Let's say, the traditional scope of a mainstream bank. If you think of a bank, you don't think that the first objective of the bank is to serve this person. So that's why we need to communicate, to involve all our stakeholders, to explain what we are doing to the people working in the bank, to the people outside the bank, and that's why we say, okay, let's start a communication campaign to explain what we are doing, to prove our work. So to show the results of what we are doing, to get the engagement of the employee, because if we don't believe in what we are doing and if we don't have the support of all the banking for this project, we will never be able to run it. Then, of course, this helped the branding of our group. And it was also helpful to raise the awareness on the most challenging social issue: unemployment, disability, people that are normally excluded and are over-indebtedness. So a lot of social challenges that were and partly are still untackled. Then, of course, it helped us, of course, to attract new clients, because as I mentioned, these people that are in poverty are not, so they have financial needs that are unmet from traditional banking system. And that's why we decided, okay, there's a lot of them outside there. Let's start to have some products and service that can support them. And then, of course, also this communication campaign support our advocacy activity with the national and European institutions. Of course, all these objectives that you see here cannot be pursued with the same instrument, with the same communication-wise, with the same strategy. So what we did, we produce a lot of different materials. So what we produced essentially at the very beginning were videos and photos of our clients to prove what we were doing, to explain which kind of people we were targeting, what we wanted to do and what we wanted to achieve. And then we collected data that were our data, internal data based on our surveys, on our impact assessment, but also public available one from Eurostat, from OECD, from all the possible national and international statistic agency that there's around. And then we try to combine all this, the client story, the storytelling part with the data, where into brochure, into impact reports, into articles, and also with the organization of events where our client could come, share their story, and where we were also telling, let's say, the data part to the participant of the event. Yeah, this is a big, let's say, effort. So what we do, it's what we did and what we do keep on doing is let's use this material everywhere in all the possible channels. So in our open network to keep our employees updating on what we are doing, on our results, on events, internal and external event. For example, every new employee of the bank is joining an event where our social banking activity is presented, and they are also offered the possibility to cooperate with us if they would like to. Article in newspaper and magazines, website, YouTube, social media via official profiles of the groups, of Erste groups, or via also our personal profile. And then newsletter that our newsletter that our partners have. So thanks to the cooperation and the partnership, most of the times we manage to get also update published in their newsletter. And now that I keep on talking on what we did in theory, I would like to show you a client video that we shooted for this campaign.
Nirgendwo ist man mehr man selbst wie bei der Oma zu Hause. Mein Name ist Hanna Lux und ich bin Sozialunternehmerin und geschäftsführende Gesellschafterin der Vollpension in Wien. Die Idee ist 2012 entstanden. Damals waren Mike und Moritz diejenigen, die zur Vollpension hatten. Die Vollpension ist ein Generationen-Kaffeehaus. Es ist einfach ein Ort, wo jeder so sein darf, wie er ist und wo man ganz automatisch auch mit einem gewissen Respekt miteinander umgeht. Ich bin die Marianne, bin 73 Jahre alt. Ich bin die Oma von Dienst. Es macht unheimlich viel Spaß. Wir beschäftigen Seniorinnen, die von Linkspension leben, beziehungsweise die alleinlebend sind, als Bäckerinnen und als Gastgeberinnen, weil die Idee hinter der Vollpension ist irgendwie, wo gibt es den besten Kuchen? Bei der Oma eben zu Hause. Ich würde sagen, man lernt jeden Tag hier etwas dazu. Ich kann das nicht leiden, wenn die alten Leute sagen, na, früher war alles besser. Ja, egal, aber jetzt ist jetzt. Na, dann musst du etwas machen. Da gibt es das Thema Kontaktarmut, also Einsamkeit im Alter, was ein Riesenthema ist. Und da gibt es das Thema finanzielle Armut, ja, Stichwort Mindestpension, was ich einfach wirklich dann oft noch was dazu brauche im Alter. Und da bieten wir halt schon auch einen Ort, wo das auch mit viel Freude und einfach mit einem positiven Gefühl dann auch verbunden ist. Wir haben unheimlich viele Touristen, auch junge, die das über Mundpropaganda gehört haben, die das erste Mal da sind. Da sage ich, wir sind ein Generationencafé, alt und jung arbeiten wir zusammen. Und die meisten finden es unglaublich toll. Es gibt dieses Saying quasi, dass man erkennt, wie es einer Gesellschaft geht, anhand dessen, wie sie
den alten Menschen umgehen. Und ich finde das irgendwie sehr schön, weil die Älteren sind halt auch die, die uns bis hierher gebracht haben, wo wir sind.
Okay, so as you have seen, this is a video of a client of us, which is located in Austria, and they have an intergenerational cafe where young people is working together with pensionists, people who retire essentially, but they are still fit enough and willing to do some work. And this is a business, so they earn their living out of this business. And at the same time, this is facing the helping to face the social challenge that they mentioned, sometimes the loneliness of these elderly people, that they are just after retirement, they are at home, nothing to do or not much, and also helps them to integrate their pension, which sometimes they are not high enough to ensure that they can have a decent lifestyle. So this is a combination, and as you which are somehow the lesson learned that we gather when we were developing this videos series. So first of all, there's some shooting a video with a client as some pros that, for example, it is authentic. It's simply match perfectly your mission and your objective, because it's your client. You wouldn't finance it if it's not within your mission and your scope. Of course, this also supports the client, because in this case, this cafe got a video that was published in all the possible media, so it also helped their business. And a video like this one, the goal is to evoke emotion, to create empathy with the people who is looking, because as you have seen, there's no mention to the bank unless this final screen that you see. No mention to the products, only mention to the social issue that they are trying to solve, and in which way, and to evocate emotion in the people that are looking at the video, to say, if you have the same issue, look, there is something that you can do. We can share. Yeah, and yeah, this is, according to me, are the, let's say, plus point of shooting a video with a client. On the contrary, there's also some cons, unfortunately, that you have to be careful, because some of the times, sometimes the business of the client does not evolve as you might like. So they might encounter troubles, issue, and this will maybe force you not to use the video any longer. And shooting this kind of video, it's a kind of investment. It's not, I mean, not super expensive, but also not cheap. You have to plan resource in a clever way. So also choosing the right business is important. The right client is important. Of course, you cannot support all the clients you cannot shoot thousands of videos. You would love maybe to do it and to share the stories of all your clients, but you cannot do for all of them, unfortunately. And storytelling, it's great to evoke emotion, but it's not enough. There's no data in this video. There's no figures. It's not informative enough. If they are looking for, if you are targeting, let's say, potential new clients, they do not get information that they might need out of this video. So that, and yeah, now I have also to add one thing that came to my mind thanks to the presentation of Agnieszka regarding the 5 secrets of storytelling. We didn't keep it so short, honestly. This video was one of the first that we shooted, and it's more than 2 minutes. The new one are shorter, even 1 minute, 1 minute and a half maximum, because you need to keep the attention of the people watching. And yeah, we have learned that we reduce the time, it's better. And also your message is stronger. You need to have a strong message to convey to the people if the video is really short. But we were great in serialized, because we shooted more than one of these videos. So we have let's say, a video for every client, more than one, for every client segment that we are serving. So we have one for social entrepreneurs, the one that you have seen. We have one or more than one for startups. We have one for microfinance client in the rural area of Romania. we have one as well for private individuals. So we have different one, a series, and the styles is always the same. Storytelling, the issue that is we try to solve, and then final screen showing the bank did this, but nothing else related to the to the data. That's why. And yeah, as I mentioned, this is okay, this, as I mentioned, this is an investment, so you need to plan resources to do these kind of things. So, and once you have it, you have to use it everywhere. You have, yeah, as Agnieszka mentioned, you can have a long version and a shorter version. The shorter version is perfect to use it in social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, and then you can put the long one in YouTube, embedded in your website. And then you combine it with data, and where we combine it with data in our brochure. And the case that I would like to show you in a deeper way is our social banking report. Every 2 years, we do a survey where we ask our clients how our financial products and service and our non-financial support is helping them to develop, how many employees they were able to employ, how they were able to improve their economic situation, and also how their personal lives changed thanks to their improved financial situation. And also this process, this creation of an impact report was a learning by doing process. In the upper part of the slide, you see the first version of this report. And in the lower part, you see the second, the latest one, because we are at the third round, actually. And you can see that we move from stock pictures that were, yes, somehow evocative, but not really representing what we were doing, to client photos, so to real clients one. And yeah, from very condensed style to a simple and clearer, let's say cleaner way to present the things. And also, and the same applies for the slides where we are integrating data. So this is again a picture from a client of us. And these are the data that refers to the improvement of the financial and personal life of, in this case, is starting entrepreneurs. So how our support help them to improve their life, meaning that they feel more respected by family and friends. They were better able to overcome, let's say, COVID problems, financial one, meaning that they are now able to pay on time their bills. They can save some money for unexpected events, and they are more positively looking into their future. So these are the kind of figures that we are collecting and putting together into the impact report with the stories of our clients. And yeah, at the end of each client, let's say data, we also have let's say a slide that really shows the client, and with a link on the YouTube where they can see the full video and have more information, or the link, and also the link to our webpage where they find the same clients and a more detailed description of all the product and service that we have for this category of clients. So one thing that is really important when you are doing this kind of activity is that you will also have, for us was really important to, as resources are limited, to have something that can be easily adjusted during the years. So the first impact report was simple PowerPoint presentation by us. Then we ask a designer to support us to make it nicer, more appealing for the general public. And we asked the designer to convert it into a PowerPoint presentation, because in this way we are able to adapt it by ourselves and to use it also for the next round of impact assessment. This allowed us to have a good quality product, but that we can also somehow use many times and save some resources that we can dedicate to, for example, shoot new video with new clients or start other other campaign, push campaign, for example, in LinkedIn or Twitter or in social media. So this is just a small tip that I want to put aside just for you to know. And yeah, and the data that you have seen in the report not only coming from our impact assessment, but for example, in this slide where we represent the risk of poverty situation in our markets, all these figures that you see here are coming from Eurostat, where we have official statistic of what people, let's say, can afford or cannot afford in their countries. So if they can afford, for example, internet connection, if they can afford a car, if their housing are not overcrowded. So if they are big enough for hosting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 persons. So these kind of things. And these are data that are available on different websites, and that you can collect and use to prove in addition what you are doing and why you are doing this kind of things. And yeah, in your case, the OECD missing reports will be a perfect source of information for a new campaign, for a new visibility campaign. Yeah, so essentially this was from my side. I hope you will have some question for me later on, and I hope I will also inspire you a little bit and give you some motivation. And now, Agnieszka, the floor is yours again.
Yeah, thank you, Nicole. It was really inspiring and enlightening. I think we will use your also advice later and while creating our campaign. And now we are going to the first opportunity that is coming or is starting today. So the EMD, European Microfinance Day, it is 8th edition. Francesco is with us from European Microfinance Network today. And we would like to invite you to take active part in this series of events, you can say, because it lasts from today till the end of the year. And I will just give you a short information about the course of EMD this year. So you probably all already know EMD because it's 8th edition, but it has a form of decentralized communications campaign, which has a common visual identity, which I will tell you later about, because EMN has prepared for you the communications kit that you can use. And of course, a strong advocacy tool that we need, as we already said, together with Nicole, about this visibility, right, of the sector. So this is one of the tools that you can use to boost it. And the story behind this year's edition is that, as we all know, the COVID-19 had a devastating impact of for the small businesses, and many of them disappeared. We have very high inflation rates and high prices. So the fragile world of the entrepreneurs, micro-entrepreneurs, has become even more fragile. So what EMN is suggesting is to find those who were successful at building the resilience, and to find the examples how they managed to operate, and even in some cases even grow their businesses, which can be advice for other micro-entrepreneurs and social financial providers, right? So we are looking for some inspirations for other micro-entrepreneurs and financial and social financial providers, how the successful micro-entrepreneurs deal with the change. And what can you do? So as I said, this is a decentralized event, and you can organize it up to you as you feel fit. So you can do online events, short videos, you can organize webinars. EMN will give you a helpful hand if you need some speakers. You can share the successful stories of your clients. You can do some social media campaigns and newsletters and so on. So as you feel fit. And EMN is organizing a advocacy event in Brussels in December. And as Francesco told me lately, the details will be given shortly by EMN. So it is still under construction. One hook that I want to give you for communication, because EMN is always referring to one number from the Eurostat, which assess the number of people at risk of poverty and social exclusion, which is almost 22%. So 22% out of 365 days means that the system breaks down today. And we are like pushing hard to move this limit further. So we, of course, you can give it a positive twist, right? That thanks to the microfinance sector, this is 13th October, not 12th July, for example, right? So we have the impact on this. And as I said, the common communication is coming from EMN, MFC, and members of EMN and MFC. Local actions, so what you plan locally is up on you. And the Brussels event is organized by EMN. And the very important thing is that we have to report your activities. So if you are MFC members, you can approach me directly and tell me if you would like to take part in EMD. You can even write it now on chat if there is already somebody who is interested. And so maybe and the communications kit you will be given. So once you will tell us that you are taking part, we will give you the communications kit that you can use. So logo, presentation layout, backdrops for social media posts, and if you need something else, we will create it for you. Just let us know. And as I said, if you need any more information, you can contact directly Francesco or Martina from EMN. If you are MFC members, please contact me and I will help you because I also need to know how many members of Microfinance Center will take part in these activities. Yes, so I think it's all from my side. And so if you have any questions, please ask them, or you can, of course, refer to us after the presentation if you need any materials. The recording will be available, and Asha for sure will close today's webinar. So thank you very much for participating. I hope you were inspired and you will take some advantage of the examples that we have shown, and also you will take active part in the European Microfinance Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I encourage you to ask questions to our experts. Anyone would like to ask something?
I have one, if you don't mind. Sorry,
I forgot to tell about the hashtag. Yeah. Okay, so Francesco, feel free to tell it. It's the European Microfinance Network.
Yeah, so the hashtag is 2022 EMD is the opposite of what you saw, because I found out yesterday that EMD 2022 was used by the European Maritime Day. So we had to reverse the year with the acronym of EMD, and this is a very, exactly. It's in the chat. Agnieszka put it into the chat, so it's clear for everyone. So it's just a minor detail. If I can ask a question to Nicole, I think she was using data. What tools do you use to do data visualization? Because quite often it's very hard to find the correct tools that are cheap and free.
This is the question for Nicole, yes?
Nicole, yes.
Yes.
Actually, we use mostly Eurostat statistic or OECD one. So we to the and for the so national one, which usually are available at national level. Unfortunately, let's say statistics related to social aspect are not updated every year. So
no, I'm not asking about the data per se.
About
I'm
the
asking
tool.
about the tools to use them to use to visualize them when you
oh, actually, to how we put it into graphics.
exactly.
We contact a designer. We went to him with a proposal. And then he gave us like 2 or 3 options, and then we choose one that we then adapted to our needs until it fit, let's say, also the request from Erste Group design as well. So we had to align it, and yeah, but essentially we contact a designer.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any more questions?
Maybe I can also add that, but if you are skilled in PowerPoint, there are also now the possibility to do something quite nice also with this tool.
Yeah.
Okay. Then thank you very much, our experts, to share with us such interesting case studies. It was very inspiring for us. Thank you very much for all our participants for your attendance. I would like to add one thing, that after the webinar, we will send you email with presentation and evaluation questionnaire. Thank you and see you at the next event.